Hi, good afternoon. This is the parking garage at 131 South Fraser Street. Now this is a little unique compared to all the newer ones going in. This one was built in 1982. Therefore, before there was even any of codes that were applicable as we have now as far as how to hook these up. So let's go on a little tour here and we'll show you what to do if there is a fire here. There's a fire pump inside the building here that we'll get to. It's a 1,000 gallon a minute pump, and it runs the 3 standpipe risers and also any of the sprinklers that are inside the building. This is the FDC here, our fire department connection. They're NST threads. To pump into these, it's just like anything else, except they only go to a certain bottom of a riser. It's the only one in town like it, and we'll show you where it stops at. But if we have to, here on Kelly Alley. So we're basically like 140, 134, 136 Kelly Alley on side C of the parking garage at 131 South Fraser Street. So come on, let's take a look. This is your 2-inch main drain right here for the pump. These are your test headers. So just so you know, you never pump into a test header. Test header is flowing out. FDC is for flowing in. Just, I know that's very basic, however, sometimes people can get confused. This one is listed as auto sprinkler, however, there are 3 standpipe risers in 3 different stairways that this does actually serve. This is a 1,000 gallon a minute pump, and again, a lot of you that are testing or ever want to quickly look at a test header on a building, each one of these represents 250 gallons a minute. So you can see this is a 1,000 gallon a minute test header, and they test it once a year with a flow. It's called a hose monster, and they actually get a proper flow out of it. Okay, let's walk around the corner here. You just newly added Knox box right here. So this Knox box, which is also compatible with the Alpha Fire Company, at this point has a master key, and we'll be adding a second master key shortly. As all Knox boxes go, we have the card inside, which would definitely give you the information that you're going to need to find certain firematic pieces of apparatus that you're going to need, and we'll get into that here shortly. So anyway, the master key that works all doors on this entire building at 131 South Fraser. Now coming around the corner, this is our pump room. And come on in, we'll take a look at the pump room. Now here's what's unique about this particular setup compared to anywhere else in the center region. The fire department connection, again, put in 1982, there was no guidance back then on where to put it as far as bypassing anything. It does bypass the pump, however, it comes to the bottom of these 3 valves right here. And these 3 valves are all dry valves, okay? This runs a stairway right off of Kelly Alley. This runs the main stairway by the drive-in entrance. And this is the center courtyard. So in order for the stairways to be charged, for us to use our high-rise packs, you have to physically come in here and open whichever one of these valves you're going to need. Okay? And you notice these are butterfly valves. So you would open them, and as soon as they go open and you start to get a flow, the fire pump immediately kicks on. Okay? It is actually, it senses a drop in pressure. And when you have a drop in pressure, then the fire pump, which is over here, will activate. Okay? This is the control head right here, which is automatically set up for any kind of flow. If for some reason it does not kick on, you can come in here and pull this for an emergency start. Now please note that if that doesn't work, then you can use the engine to pump into the standpipe, all right? But you're still going to have to come in and manually open the valves over that we just came to right here. So those 3 valves. This is the main fire pump right here. You notice this pump is rated at 1,000 gallons per minute, okay? It's an electric fire pump. Again, 1,000 gallon a minute pump. And with this pump running, top of the test header, on the very top of the roof, we will get 135 PSI. So that's pretty adequate to run a hand line, especially with the TFTs we have on the trash lines, or better yet, your high-rise pack. That's what you'll probably be grabbing off the engine. And again, you can, with those nozzles, at least 135 is pretty good. If you want more, then you'll have to pump into the FDC. Now, just behind the fire pump itself, you have a riser here. This Viking riser you see right here is for any of the sprinkler systems that are in the building. Now, the sprinkler systems at 131 South Fraser are sort of scattered about. There's really no rhyme or reason to where they're at. Again, built in '82. However, there are sprinklers throughout the building. So this is so if you do have a sprinkler discharge in the middle of the night, you'll want to also use the Knox box, come in this room, and right here on this particular valve, you want to shut this valve off. Okay? And for some reason you can't get that shut off, you can use one of the OS and Ys to shut off. I'd really rather you not. However, if just push comes to shove and for some reason this valve isn't working, this is what you'll use next then, okay? So this is for your sprinkler system. Again, this, is for the fire pump. If you have to shut the fire pump for any weird reason, then you'd want to shut it right here with this OS and Y valve. So again, this fire pump runs the pressure to all of the sprinklers, but primarily the 3 stairways where we have our dry standpipe risers.
Okay, so now we're going to move on, and for about 2 minutes we're going to talk about some other important places in this building, those being the fire alarm control panel and the elevator room. Thank you very much to Dave Felice for giving us that tour and explaining the sprinkler and standpipe system to us. This building, like Dave mentioned, is unlike any others in the center region, where we need to actually open each individual standpipe riser to get water on the other end of the standpipe. So very important to know, and please keep that in mind when responding to this building. So this door that's pictured here is just to the left of the door that we went in for our tour with Dave. This is just to the left of the Knox box as well. It's located on the back side of the Fraser Street Parking Garage, just above the cigar den, if you're familiar with that, or across from the alley from Connections Clothing. It's back in the dumpster area. It's sort of hidden from Kelly Alley, but this is the main entrance from the back side of the garage for us. So there's not going to be a whole lot to talk about here, but basically we're going to go through those doors, go down a hallway until we reach this door here, and this door just to the left of the water fountains. We've talked with the State College Borough Public Works, and they are going to get a label on this door to label it as the fire alarm control panel. Behind this door is also where the elevator controls are. So many of you have been on elevator rescues at the Fraser Street Parking Garage more than once. It's sort of one of our frequent flyers for elevator rescues, and this is where those elevator control room, or the elevator control room, is located. So behind this door, just to the left of the water fountain, we can access that with the master keys that are located in the Knox box, and that will provide us with everything that we need for a fire alarm response or an elevator rescue response in this building. One thing to keep noted is in the past we've had difficulty with radio reception in the basement of this building, especially back in this room. So you may need to move back and forth between the elevator control room and the outdoors to relay messages to command. So keep that in mind. And if you have any questions about responding to this building, whether it be on the standpipe and sprinkler side, the elevator side, the fire alarm side, feel free to reach out to myself, any of the code officials, or any other officers, and we will get you hopefully a good answer and get everybody on the same page. So thank you for watching this. This is a format that we hope to use more in the future to save people time and get some training done. And feel free to provide myself or Chief Johnson with any feedback. Thank you.